Hello everybody, Shannon Bryant, Virtual and Blended Learning Coordinator here, and this video is about discussions for the purpose of collaboration. Now that probably sounds silly because every discussion is collaboration, right? Well, technically you can't have a conversation with somebody just to find out some information. So we are talking about when students are working together to accomplish a task. And of course, they're learning from that like they do any other discussion. What I'm going to be using, I'm going to be using Google Slides, but you can do the same thing with Insert Learning, Nearpod, Google Jamboard. Any of the Google Suite tools could be used to do this. Here is an example of something I've done in a training from Avid DXP. Thank you, Avid. Shout outs. Whoop whoop. If you don't know Avid, it's awesome. Go to avid.org and find out more. For this project, we created one slide for each person. And then the person had to go in and find their slide and fill out information about themselves. It's a Name 10 activity. And then you had to go in and comment on other people's slides. Pretty cool, pretty easy. I want you to also think of each of these slides as a group. So I could assign a group of 4, 3, 5 students to each slide to accomplish some task. I could have a template on that task for them to do, but the best thing about using this with Google is when I click on File, I can go down to Revision History and I can see what every person did. So I can see the person that did it, the time and date that they left their post, their comment, what they responded to. I can even go back to one of these and choose that version at that date and time to default everything back to. So if, let's say, a kid goes in and deletes another kid's work, I can get that work back here. Now you have an idea of how you might be able to pull this off and how you can monitor it to hold students accountable. But also, you might want to consider grading that conversation. You can have a much simpler rubric than I'm about to show you. I actually made this rubric. I don't remember if I used the ITSE National Standards or the Texas Technology Standards. I believe these are ITSE. You only need to choose the things that will work with your assignment. There are 4 subsections for communication on ITSE. And I chose the 3 that I thought would work best with a product. B says to communicate information and ideas effectively to multiple audiences using a variety of media and formats. So I kind of narrowed that down on what specifically that might look like in the project I'm giving them. So for me, I was looking for, if you start with the 4 and go backwards, 3 high-level questions. So I'm going through those comments and 3 of them need to be high-level. Provide both cool and warm feedback. So I want them to give them some plus deltas, things they can improve on and things that you love. And then I also wanted to focus on academic vocabulary. I started that because I wanted to provide them with a word bank of what vocabulary I'm looking for, okay? So that's my 4, and then I just, from the 4, I scaled it back all the way down to the 1. So for C, you can see there's digital evidence of integration between all team members. Really, C, it talks about cultural understanding. It's are you being respectful through your comments? Are you allowing every person to have input? Are you validating people? So when you look at that one, I really focused in on the respect issue. For D, it's contribution. Oh my goodness, these are the 3 things we would look for, right? Content, contribution, and respect. That's basically what it boils down to. Ooh, there's your 3 categories over there if you're teaching something younger than secondary. Or maybe you just like them for secondary because you do that way. Okay, there is digital, then on the very last one, digital interaction is of substance 25% or more of the time. Now, a great way to roll out a rubric like this is to give them an exemplar, like I showed you earlier, and let students grade it. How does they think they did looking at that comment history? Consider also having very clear instructions. When we looked at that exemplar, page 1 had all of the instructions that I wanted students to remember, and students need to know how to get access to help. So being in there with them and communicating with them, it's just like in class. It's like you are moving around the room and discussing with each table group. So you commenting along with kids lets them know, A, she's paying attention, and B, this is valuable. You also can help them learn what good is, what you're looking for, by praising those positive actions and then highlighting those in a whole group instruction. In fact, I would encourage you, after doing an activity like this, have a whole group and talk about the discussion pieces. That's a very valuable part of online learning. I hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you have, like it and subscribe. Thank you.